What's up guys, Firewolf here, showing you guys the TRYCOO WO4 mini PC. This small little cube packs an AMD Ryzen 9 6900HX, 16GB of DDR5 Ram, and a 512GB SSD. For those looking for a fast and compact PC with decent gaming performance, then the WO4 series might be a great choice, priced just under $400. Huge thanks to TRYCOO for sending this mini PC to review and sponsoring this video so I can showcase to you guys. Diving deeper into the specs, the Ryzen 9 6900HX mobile processor features 8 cores and 16 threads with clock speeds of 3.3 GHz and a max boost of 4.9 GHz, making your tasks smooth and snappy. It comes with integrated Radeon 680M graphics, and you're getting a single 16GB DDR5 SO-DIMM stick clocked at 4800 mega transfers, which you could upgrade to a dual channel with a max of 64 gigs and 4800 mega transfers. The included NVMe SSD is PCIe 4.0 with an extra slot for a PCIe 3.0 NVMe drive. Now before we get into the fun stuff, let's unbox the TRYCOO WO series mini PC. Comes in this really awesome black box, very sleek. We can see TRYCOO WO4 6900HX mini PC with 16GB of RAM and 512GB of SSD storage. So this comes with a nice Ryzen 9 6900HX. Really excited to see how this is gonna look. So let's go ahead and open this up here. All right, then we just lift this top piece off. All right, first thing we're greeted to is a nice quick start guide, followed by this little document here that I have no idea what it says. All right, there we have our mini PC wrapped in some plastic. All right, and there we have it, guys. You can see right on top we have a magnetic quick release. It does have like a little protector on the top. We have TRYCOO in the bottom right. All right, so this is the front of the WO series. So go ahead and peel this off. All right in front here we have a nice dedicated button. It's going to be orange, which is very easy to see. We have two USB-A 3.2 ports, a USB Type-C port, a 3.5mm headphone jack, and it looks like we have a clear CMOS over here. So I want to say that you would probably be able to put a pin inside here to clear that in case you ever need to. We have a nice WO right on the top right. It has a nice gloss black look to it. I'm really liking it. And on each side we have some nice ventilation on each side. Same thing goes for the bottom here. We have some nice ventilation right on the bottom. And finally, the back is where we have all of our additional ports here. We can see the DC input. We do have a really nice USB 4 input here. You can definitely use this to connect a monitor. We have 1G and 2.5G. And we have a display port, an HDMI port, and two additional USB-A 2.0. So far I'm liking the options here that we have. We have multiple display inputs here. I think the USB 4 is one of my favorite options so far. We do have some nice cutouts here again to dissipate heat, and this feels like a heat sink here as well. Okay, so definitely has a nice quick release magnetic here. So I like that feature a lot. Let me just go ahead and peel this here. Gives us some more details of the magnetic quick release as well as some button descriptions here. Go ahead and release this real quick. You see some nice strong magnets on the top. And so far we can see the internals of this mini PC. Right on top of here we see a nice NVMe SSD, and this is going to be the actual memory over here. So I love the fact that we can easily upgrade both the memory and the SSD, and we can just place the magnetic cover, so that's really easy. But overall this is really nice compact. I am noticing some screw threads here, so it's probably to mount it. Really nice size. Let's see what else we get inside the box. All right, here's the power supply. It's going to be separate, of course, followed by a US plug. They are going to give us one HDMI cable. This is going to be the only input cable that they provide us. Okay, and here we have a bracket, and looks like this is going to be for mounting. They're going to give us an aluminum cover here with a heatsink attached to it. And this is probably going to be used to use an additional NVMe SSD that we saw earlier. So I like the fact that they include this as well. Finally, they're going to give us a couple of screws here, probably for mounting and some extra tinkering. Setting up the TRYCOO WO4 was easy and simple. I just used DisplayPort and connected my mouse and keyboard. And firing it up for the first time, you're going to be greeted to Windows 11 setup. I did run into some issues trying to enable Wi-Fi from the setup, but it does allow you to skip internet connection just in case. Thankfully, you have Ethernet, which works perfectly, and the whole setup took less than 10 minutes. And I do recommend updating the whole PC before going on an installation spree. So let's talk speed. The TRYCOO W4 is fast. Even booting it up takes less than 5 seconds, which is fire. I have it connected to an LG 32GS95UE, which is a 32-inch 4K 240Hz monitor, and this mini PC has no problems outputting 4K at 240Hz refresh rate. Opening up Chrome and Office apps like Word and Excel works flawlessly. What really helps this mini PC is the combination of DDR5 memory with a speed of 4800 mega transfers and this Ryzen 9 6900HX processor. I like the fact that you can upgrade the memory since 16 gigs can fill up quickly if you like to have a lot of programs open and browser tabs. I benchmarked the included 512GB PCIe 4.0 NVMe SSD and got a 7019 megabyte per second read speed and a write speed of 4471 megabytes per second. These speeds are great for a mini PC, and you can always upgrade the NVMe drive for either a faster one or a larger size and move the existing SSD to the second slot, but keep in mind that it will be throttled down to PCIe 3.0 speeds. While this mini PC can handle 4K productivity, I don't recommend 4K gaming since it only comes with integrated graphics. The 680M Radeon graphics can handle 1080p gaming with lower graphic settings. It has 4 gigs of dedicated memory, so don't expect being able to max out the settings. Loading on Modern Warfare 3 and changing my monitor's output to 1080p with a 27-inch screen, I was able to get an average of 38 frames per second on the lowest settings. For a faster FPS, enabling AMD's FSR 3.0 on Ultra Performance gave me a nice boost to an average of 50 frames per second. I'm still impressed that it can run Modern Warfare 3 given the integrated GPU. Loading up less graphic intensive games might be a better experience, like running Counter-Strike. I got FPS ranging from the low 60 to as high as 110 frames per second. You can definitely hear the fans starting to kick in on this mini PC, but nothing too loud. Finally, trying out Forza 5 using AMD FSR 2.2 set to quality, I saw an average of about 68 frames per second using low settings. For 1080p gaming, the TRYCOO W4 does a pretty good job in being able to run all kinds of games. Anything higher than 1080p, then I really wouldn't recommend it. Gaming might not be as strong as Flex, but the wide range of inputs is awesome. The 2 USB-A 2.0 on the back works great with my Blue Eyes gaming keyboard and Razer Basilisk V3 Pro mouse, and you still have 2 USB-A in the front with a higher speed rating of USB 3.2. The USB-C in the front is also perfect for using external SSDs with up to 10 gigabits per second. Going back to the back, the included USB 4 port is also very useful for even higher transfer speeds up to 40 gigabits per second. You can use USB 4 docking stations or easily use an external USB-C monitor while still being able to connect even more displays using DisplayPort, HDMI, and the front USB-C for a max of 4 displays, which is crazy. I do wish the W4 included an SD card slot, but you could always use a USB SD card reader. The dual Ethernet ports are useful for the best internet speeds and reliability. And finally, the built-in Wi-Fi 6 and Bluetooth 5.2 makes connecting virtually any accessory a breeze on this mini PC. So is the TRYCOO W4 mini PC worth it for under $400? For my first experience using a Windows mini PC, I got to say I've been very impressed with the performance and versatility you get out of this tiny box. I have no problems recommending this for those that are looking for a fast Windows desktop experience if you plan on primarily using it for web browsing, office apps, and watching movies or endless YouTube videos. I like that you can easily upgrade the RAM and storage for a smoother multitasking experience, and for serious PC gamers and content creators, this mini PC isn't going to be your best option since the lack of a dedicated GPU becomes a limiting factor. Despite that though, this is still a great high performance mini PC thanks to a powerful AMD Ryzen 9 chip with next gen DDR5 memory and PCIe 4.0 SSD speeds. So if you're looking for a mini PC that packs a punch, then I recommend the TRYCOO WO4 equipped with the Ryzen 9 6900HX. If you're interested in getting this PC or the mini tech that you've seen in this video, I will have affiliate links down below, which also helps to support the Firewolf Tech channel. Even though TRYCOO sent this out for me to review, all the opinions and content are my very own honest review. I hope this video was helpful for you guys, and I would love your support with a like, share, and subscribe. Firewolf out.